letting the intro sequence play screws up the music. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Not to mention the pause glitch for bad pause glitch if you
for prizes. By popular demand, we have the return of last year's probably #1 most popular prize. We have a 3D Sophia Tank Hurler made by Mecha Richter, who you can contact for commissions at mechaisfly@gmail.com.
11 minutes.
No, that was
just over 18, I think. Wait, wasn't it? Or December 19.
I think it was
1903.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any donation of $10 or more during this run enters you in a chance to win that Hurler.
So the reason why he's pausing in between rooms like that is it saves about 3/4 of a second each time you do that. It also changes the enemy pattern slightly because the enemies spawn as soon as the screen draws instead of during the room transition.
So, the fact that I haven't played since August doesn't seem to have slowed me down at all, so we'll see.
I can do the first.
So, yeah.
Well, that was just a really good run through of the first level, so considering I haven't played since August, that's fantastic.
100% and room skips this time.
That has never happened, I don't think. Okay, so gotta remember not to use grenades on this boss.
Is it like hammered in instinctually?
Yeah, it's like when I was practicing, I was using a different version of the ROM that doesn't have a pause screen, and I kept trying to do the. Oh, hold on. Crap.
There we go. And the reason he was throwing a few grenades wasn't because he was cheating, it was because you have to hold down the A button in order to do that strafing move where you're moving in place in a different direction.
I don't think any of them hit me, so it's gonna be...
Yeah, that's If I could just turn off the.
UA has done a little bit of hacking in this game, just a little.
Yeah, actually, okay, just had to make sure I had the right weapon selected there.
So are you going to use any of the screen wrapping glitches here?
That only works in the European version.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was originally thinking of maybe trying to get somebody to bring the European version on a Wii or something, because there's a really funny zipping glitch in it. But thing is the final zip I've never been able to replicate in real time, so I'm not sure if it's
Before
possible.
we get too far away too, that green face mini boss has a specific pattern to use, or else you may glitch the game so that the door won't actually open afterwards.
Yeah. If that happens, I have to go visit a side tunnel before it'll open. That way it's like 30 seconds. So compared to Ninja Gaiden 3, this run is actually pretty relaxed for me.
I mean, it's a long and somewhat difficult game, but the penalty for failure is nowhere near as great.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3's dying in that is wasting a lot of time, especially in level 7 because I lose the fire wheel. Oh. Minor hiccup.
Put in, it's gonna have good.
So feel free to talk, because I'm gonna be pretty hard to distract here. So.
I can do that.
Distract by talking. If you start touching me, I might have to.
Yeah.
But what if we're not touching?
I'm not touching you.
I'm not either.
No means no, Hauser.
Oh.
That's what you
So there aren't really a whole lot in this level, but there are a number of flying enemies that really lag up the game too. So killing them, even if they're not really much of a danger to you, will save some time.
Yeah, the flying enemies that spin, kind of rotate around their axis of motion. You'll let them.
And ideally, you get what, 2 hover drops in this
Yeah.
tunnel?
Yeah, it's 2 enemies I kill for possible hover drops, and the first one gave me 1.
Little teleporting vampires, as I always call them.
Yeah, I forget what the odds are that I get. Oh, wow.
nice.
Good luck.
And you need
And I
There's the
just screwed
one.
up the door
I
glitch.
think that was the same one as one of the last North.
It might have been, yeah.
You need like 4 or 5 of them?
I need 4 before level 4 in order to be able to get to level
Get up
4.
to it, yeah.
Okay, so this boss is actually going to get fought, unlike the last time. He's not too hard, but especially if you sidestep.
That was the warm up though, because his palette swap brother is.
Yeah, his palette swap brother is the one I'm most worried about fighting without grenades.
Might be arguably more difficult than the level 5 boss.
Yeah, when I was practicing it yesterday, I was able to kill him 15 times in a row. Although,
You can still get
yeah, I
really
just
good
realized something though. When I was doing my practice runs, I was going into the fight with full health, and I'm probably not gonna have full health when I fight him, so I might die, but we'll see.
Do you mind if I read a few donations?
Go right ahead.
All right, we got $30 from Vesa Polohoya. No comments yet. $10 from Kyle Duffy. Just realized the Chippendale curlers were $10. You'll probably note that when you read my last comment. I said it a million times already, but keep up the great work. We got a $50 donation from Walter Clawhold. No comments yet, but thank you very much for the donation. $20 from Thomas Revik. Thanks for doing Blaster Master UA. Also, Zelda Link to the Past. Lunk.
All I've heard for that is long. It's the only thing I've heard. It's a good name.
So what happens if we only get Lunk? I guess we'll just have to name them both Lunk.
Yeah. You know, I think I'll have to check what the standard for. We got a $20 donation from Jared Minihan. Here's hoping to a great Blaster Master run. Also put this 20 towards a new file name for Zelda 1. Brooks. Cactackle.
Practical.
Greatest hero of our generation.
That is a pretty difficult shot to line up.
It's really hard to get the timing for this, and this is one of those. Jeez, I'm just all really. Okay.
We got a $30 donation from Benjamin Reuter Del Navas.
Yeah, both these flyers and the guys who spit all the bombs are 2 of the laggiest enemies in the game, and of course they're in the same room.
He says, "You guys are amazing. The stream has been incredibly entertaining thus far. Keep up the great work." Also, I heard someone sing the Swedish version of the Rescue Rangers thing.
Not someone.
All right, here comes the flood of $10 donations. Matthew Hume, $10. No comment yet. Another $10 from Kyle Duffy. You're probably getting tired of reading my name this morning.
Yeah, that always
Here's 10 more
happens.
for that
Well, it
sweet
usually
little
happens.
curler. Good luck, you, eh?
Oh, but it was having the caterpillar drop out of it as it disappeared.
Yeah, this game is kind of weird about like when it's lagging like just the right amount. There's all kinds of weird shit that can happen. Like the music track can completely change. Like there was one time when I was playing this game and I was going through level 1 and I went through a door and all of a sudden the level 8 music started playing.
Wow.
But yeah, it's if there's like just the right amount of lag, sometimes enemies can disappear, and sometimes it's really predictable. Like that one that just disappeared a few seconds ago. I would say probably 80% of my runs that happens. If not, sometimes they'll both of the caterpillars will drop out of the left side, which is really weird. It's like the left dropper not only drops a caterpillar, but then turns into a caterpillar.
Oh, nice.
It's really weird.
Okay, we got a $10 donation from Stefan Johansson. Thank you very much for that. $10 from Scott Dankmeyer. Go Blaster Master. Mighty Morphing Blaster Master. Cool prizes. Keep up the great work. $10 from Christopher Martinkovic. Great games for a great cause. Thanks for giving me something to do instead of work. I think we all feel the same way. $10 from Mark Nugadov. 10 more down because I want that perler. Good luck to Uranium. You are awesome. Just a reminder, if you are just now joining us, this is Awesome Games Done Quick, hosted by SpeedDemosArchive.com. We are raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation. You're currently watching UraniumAnchor blast his way through Blaster Master. He is the master of blasting. And any donations of $10 or more during this run will enter you a chance to win the 3D Sophia Tank Thrower made by Mecha Richter.
I don't actually remember the pattern for this guy because I'd almost never let him live this long.
The classic speedrun moment, just about going through general mechanics and just didn't work out.
I know I say this every marathon, but this game is easily in my top 3 favorite NES soundtracks.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, pretty much the only track it has that I don't care much for is level 8.
Yeah, just because it's so repetitive.
Most Sunsoft games
I'm just a little low on health, so I'm being kind of paranoid. Come on, really? Huh? Yeah.
Like I've said in past marathons too, I just love kind of the exploration elements in this game that weren't super common because each level doesn't lead directly into the next, you have to find it. I mean, the manual gives you hints as far as when you have to backtrack, but
the area 4 is like particularly takes a while to find.
Yeah, if you don't have the instruction manual had maps in it, except for level 4 and 5, which is 4 is arguably where you could most use the map just because it's got that sewer maze section, but at least tells you where the level entrances are if you have the instruction manual.
So he's doing this with no deaths, but you can kill yourself to jump back to the beginning of this. But then he would lose his hover and you'd have to earn it again.
Yeah, the big reason I haven't tried to do another death run is because there's a lot more randomness in drops that I need to get. The run that's currently on the site, I got really, really lucky with all my hover drops, as well as the level 5 boss fight. Like, my original goal for that run was 3730 or better, and I ended up getting a 3659, just because I got really good luck. It's possible that I'm not entirely sure on how much time I could save with by skipping level 4, which is a trick that was discovered after I did that run. But I'm betting I could get it pretty close to 34 if I... Whoops. Shit. Well, now that I'm down here, I may as well try to get some extra cover. Anyway.
No.
That's okay. I need 2.5 and I've got 3, so... Yeah, it does in fact track it more, with more accuracy than it displays it. Like
it's each point is 255.
Well, the full thing is when it's full, it's 255. Each notch is whatever an eighth that is.
And then each
like
frame
32.
that you have hover turned on takes off that counter.
Yeah. Okay, this is semi-serious time because sometimes these guys can not forget. Okay, good.
Yeah, that's as far as most people got.
The very beginning, fast.
If you pay attention, you can kind of see that there's a ledge up there when you start the game.
Yeah.
Then apparently there's actually something in the instruction guide.
Yeah, if you were lucky enough to get the instruction manual, they did have maps in it, so.
A NES game, I don't think you're very lucky to get that kind of thing.
Well, nowadays, certainly, yeah.
I'm unfortunately one of those posers who only got a NES like 2 years ago.
Well, better late than never.
My NES is like 9 months old. My NES is the one I had back when I was a kid.
Yeah, mine too.
And it works. I just had to slip out there. Obviously, my parents didn't love me that much. Okay.
I've been
Sorry.
Yeah.
Would they get you a Sega instead?
They did get me a Genesis.
Yeah, speaking of music, I mean, this level I think has really sophisticated music for an NES game because we have both a chromatic scale and a tempo change.
Yeah. Fun fact about
I can play this level.
Fun fact about the level 1 soundtrack, there's actually a game command buried in it. When you're playing the little intro sequence, there's a particular note that tells the tank that it actually needs to like do the little fly down the tunnel maneuver. If the wrong music is playing or if no music is playing at all, the tank will just sit there forever.
Alright, I guess I'll read a few donations here. We got a $10 donation. We already read this one. This comment came up. Matthew Hume said, "Give me the tank. Oh, and keep fighting cancer, saving lives, yada yada, and all."
Mostly concerned about the tank.
Yeah, mostly the tank. $15 from Hampus Berggren. "I've always loved what you're doing. SDA is great, and your charity work proves your collective awesomeness even further. Best regards, a fan."
Okay, let's see if I get this on the
Alright,
first try.
Alright, pretty difficult skip coming up here.
Oh, damn it!
Oh.
Okay,
there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, basically in this game, instant kill regions like water and lava and stuff, you can walk through them if you are using your invincibility frames from taking damage from an enemy.
Yeah, doing that saves probably about 30 or 40 seconds of walking, so it's good.
And then the level 7 boss tunnel has 4 of those.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time that saves. Those are a lot more difficult too.
Yeah, it's a pretty small window you have after you take damage to get across.
Yeah, so okay, this boss I'm doing normally just because it's boring to fight him otherwise.
Normally you
Is that for that frog?
Yeah, like
Yeah, with the pause glitch.
Yeah, so the way the pause glitch actually works is that when you hit the pause button during a boss fight, there's actually a different subroutine that gets called because you don't actually get to see the normal menu. It basically just pauses the AI for the boss and a number of other things, but for those 4 bosses that it works on, it doesn't pause the collision detection algorithms or the health decreasing functions for damage. So the downside to that is it does work on you too, and it's a real danger for the level 7 boss that if you get hit by its first fireball at the same time you hit it with the grenade, you'll get a double KO.
All right, I'll go through a few more donations here. We got $100 from Daniel Ramar. No comment as yet, but thank you very much.
Yeah, there's also a bad version of the pause glitch where if you let the demo for the game run and then start it, the flag for the game being in demo mode never gets reset, so the first time you press start, it resets back to the title screen.
That happens if you reset the console during the demo, because the reset routine doesn't reset that flag.
Okay.
So then as soon as you start the game, it still thinks it's in demo mode, and then as soon as you hit start, oh, I'm in demo mode still? Okay, I can go back to the title screen. So that happened to Mecha Richter, I think. He was streaming the game a few months ago.
I think that was me, actually.
Was that? Oh, it was you.
That was me. I was actually playing while I was on Mecha Richter's stream.
Oh, that's right. He fought the last boss, didn't he? He took over
Mecha
the last
Richter, yeah,
boss.
because I was still mashed out from the crab at that point.
Right. Is he in the room, by the way? Mecha Richter?
I don't think he's awake.
I don't see an abundance of Asian characters.
Okay.
That does not narrow it down a whole lot this marathon.
We've got a $10 donation from David Galnack. I refuse to read the first half of your comment, but I will read the part that says...
Okay, here's the skip that I'm sure many of you are familiar with by now. Wow. I did it by accident.
Nice.
It's Friday by Rebecca Black, so just...
I got knocked into the door and it still works.
So the way that skip works is that if he turns around at the exact frame that he enters the door, he'll reverse the animation for walking through and be able to skip through it. And then there's some side effects too, as far as detaching Jason's sprite from the map. And I think it's what, like 8 times or something if you do that.
I forget what the exact count is. If you do it too many times, it'll like freak the game out completely, and you'll probably get stuck in a wall at that point. Because what happens is, since the game can't hold the entire level in the screen or in memory at once, it has a little it has an array it uses to keep track of the collision around you, and it has, so you not only have an X and Y coordinate, but you have a tile coordinate, so it knows which tile to read in memory for a collision. And what happens is every time you do that glitch, it detaches your tile collision by a little bit. And unfortunately, that's not a useful glitch anywhere except in the European version. It's kind of complex, and this is not the best time for me to be explaining anything.
I might explain it a little later, but these fish are some of the laggiest enemies in the game, despite having like 2 frames of animation.
Yeah, this is probably
complex shot pattern.
This is probably one of the more difficult portions of the run too. Just like trying to get through here without dying, because they're pretty random in how they move and fire. So it's
all that random calculation.
Yeah, plus when you kill them, their bodies don't go away right away. So they lag you even after you killed them, for at least for a little while. Yeah, so I'm playing it a little safer here than I normally would, just because I know the boss is going to be a bit harder, since I have to use gun only. So I want to make sure I have plenty of health for that. It's not going to be it's mostly going to be longer. It's not going to be significantly more difficult, but I mean, the fact that it's going to be longer is...
Well, it's already a really tough boss.
Yeah.
And you want to get a lot of kills here, because if there's too much lag from enemy sprites, it might cause the boss to fail to spawn.
Yeah, and then I gotta waste like a minute walking back out.
Giant enemy crab.
It's a schmuck.
Bullet hell before bullet hell existed.
Yeah.
Bob and Bob's Revenge.
This might be the closest thing.
So ordinarily, when you start that battle, there's a randomized number of frames where the crab sits still, just lets you spam grenades on him before he starts moving, and you switch to guns. So that's what made that fight more difficult.
Was that no damage?
I took 1 hit, so that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That wasn't too slow either. Actually, there's one other thing I forgot to mention earlier. I packed everything on my list except this game. Somehow I managed to forget to pack this game. So this is actually Michael Uyama's card. Oh, really? Well, it's got Mike's name on it, so I see.
Permanent?
But Mike has yet to give in to peer pressure to play it, though.
No, he played it briefly. He didn't even make it to the first boss before he switched to something else. I don't remember what it was.
Okay, we got a $10 donation from Josh Waters, who says, just saying thanks for another great marathon.
I think he was practicing something. I forget now.
Couldn't possibly be because he wants the last match.
Yeah.
$10 from Keith Lawler. Sophia Tank is clearly an anti-cancer creation. Killing mutated frogs and crabs is just a warm-up.
So what's my time at, by the way?
Alright, Kark, what's the time at?
25:50. 25:50, yes.
Okay, that's alright considering I had to be going a little slow.
You want to be past this down.
Yeah.
Electroshock strikes again.
I went in on the tank too.
I'll take that.
It's from me. I went in on the tank. Put it towards Richter mode for Soden too.
So, towards Richter mode first.
Yeah. For an actual run, I'd want I forget exactly when it is that I kill the 5th boss in a normal run, but it's like 22 minutes-ish, I think. So the fact that I was like almost back at the tank at 25 minutes means this actually isn't going all that much slower than a normal run.
So the normal run DD's grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have died trying to do that skip.
And a trick I didn't know when I first played this was if you hold down A when you're using the dive power up, it increases your speed quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is that actually a glitch or is that
I don't think so. I mean, I'd be very surprised if it was a glitch. I don't think it's mentioned in the instruction manual anywhere though. I think I discovered it by accident.
It's kind of the same with the strafing, I guess. That's not.
Yeah, that's not in the instruction manual either. But that's, I mean, it's.
I mean, it was a feature that was included in like the later versions of this game, so.
Yeah, the Game Boy versions probably, or the Game Boy Color version specifically, Blaster Master Enemy Below, it's probably the closest thing to a proper sequel this game got. Yeah, that was really laggy. And it has strafing and fast dive in it, so. It also lets you turn the wall climbing off, which is kind of nice.
Oh yeah,
That's one feature I wish this game had, because once you get both of the wall climbing power-ups, you stick to corners really badly, and it makes jumping off of corners really annoying.
We're gonna see the leap of faith this time.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah, I was gonna say
that. Shoot, I should have practiced that. Crap.
Yeah.
I wasn't originally going to do it, but since it happened to me anyway at Summer Games Done Quick, I decided I had to try to get my revenge on it.
Okay.
And I just realized I completely forgot to practice it at all. So we'll see.
Yes. Well, I got it first try when I was playing this a few months ago.
Yeah,
so.
I mean it's just a lot of wasted time if I miss it, but
I mean it's the ice physics that makes a lot of the jumps in this level so hard.
Yeah.
To do fast, especially.
Gotta love them ice levels.
Yeah, so
Get to hear the rockin' music.
Yeah. Random technical fact: it determines whether or not a block is ice, depending on what color palette the block is using. If it's that orangish palette, it's not ice, but any of the other ones are. So Leap of Faith is in this next room here. Okay,
all right,
see if I get it. It's not this one, it's the next one. Yeah! Eat it!
Redemption!
It's just, you gotta love tricks like that where it saves like very little time but costs so much if you screw it up.
Yes.
Alright, a few more donations. We got $10 from Ryan List. As I watch this, it's 2:15 a.m. in Japan. I was going to go to sleep, but I figured Blaster Master is something worth staying up for.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Or Metafight is that donator is probably familiar with.
What was it? Did you say Japanese?
Or Metafight.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah. It's
$20 from Mark Doling. Donation towards Super Mario Bros. 3, small Mario only.
It was up. What's that at, by the way? Super Mario Bros. 3.
Who cares? Keep donating for it.
We got a $150 donation from Kenneth Bruce.
Nice.
Okay, now I'm tapped out. I think I've decided I would really like to see a Richter run for Soda.
No.
Okay.
That probably puts it in the lead. I don't know. I haven't looked at it lately.
When is that game?
I think it's
Yeah.
tomorrow morning, I think.
I want to try to be awake for that, but I don't know if I'm going to be
Let's
able
see, I
to.
got the schedule here.
If it's close, I guarantee you ROM for that.
Yeah, Soden is scheduled right now for 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Somebody come wake me up, because I kind of want to see that.
Some fun skips in this boss tunnel here.
That's gonna.
We have a $30 donation from Ben Blackford. Good luck, UA. Put this towards naming Sid.
So
No spikes along the bottom here.
They forgot to make the damaged tile set actually go all the way to the wall.
Yeah.
In basically any room that uses this tile set.
Yeah, it's more technical limitation, just like they didn't have enough space in the tile map to actually like define without knowing the level structure, it's kind of hard to explain, but basically they ran. Okay, so normally I would just run across the spikes here, but I kind of want to conserve my health for the boss. So I'm actually doing this.
Mario 3 is currently at 365 out of the needed 500 for small only.
Oh, okay, so keep donating.
Well on the way.
Okay,
Still
so
got a lot of time.
All right, so this is serious time
serious
here.
time.
This is the hardest thing to do grenadeless. I got full health, so we'll see how it goes. That is why it's so hard. Those fireballs there, he's throwing out of his claws. And thank God for the lag, because normally, at normal speed, that'd be nearly impossible to dodge.
Those each do 2 damage. Too.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, his claws and the fireballs both do 2 damage. During my first Deathless run, where he's trolling out and not actually dying, but come on,
Any day now.
Oh really? Oh, you got to be kidding me! Wow, he's really screwing up.
There we
That's
go.
amazing. Okay, all right, good.
Wow, that's terrifying.
Yeah, this is a really awesome game, but it's also extremely well programmed.
They kind of pushed the NES to its limits, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, we got a $10 donation from Benjamin Dengler. Great marathon so far. Put this towards the Super
How did
Meat
I
Boy
switch
Dark
to
World
this?
levels.
That's weird. How did I do that?
You were throwing bombs.
No, somehow I switched to
Three-way
the
missiles.
wrong sub-weapon. I don't know how I did that.
We have $30 from Robert Brown. Wasn't able to leave a comment on day 1. It may not be the same as everyone else, but I lost my dog to cancer about 5 years ago. Thanks for the great memories while you guys wrecked some of the games from my childhood. Also, put this donation and my day 1 donation, if possible, towards the Super Meat Boy All Levels Challenge. Looking forward to seeing it.
Make my job harder.
$10 from our favorite donator, Magnus von Goyce Karlstrom. Stupid awesome prizes. It's like you want to take all my money. I'm going to take this opportunity to inform viewers that there is a European speedrunning marathon planned for this summer. The money also goes to Potato, his favorite thing in Earthbound. Also, during my previous donation, my $1 for Alucard and Dracula's Curse was mistakenly entered as $1 for Alucard and Symphony of the Night in respects. We got $50 from Chris Von Halby. Hooray for SDA.
Trick
Fun
on.
running and knitting.
AKA Elmo.
We got Mercury hard at work in the corner there.
Okay, so actually, since this is kind of a relaxed part, I can explain the European version a little bit. For some reason, even though the European version came out after the US and Japanese versions, there's actually more bugs in it. I don't know how they managed to do this, but the two big things that are useful are that when you unpause the game, you're in the side view as Jason, and you unpause the game, there's a single frame right as you unpause where the game thinks you're standing on solid floor, so you can actually jump in midair, and you can use that to skip all the way to level 3. Or you can in level 3 you can skip all the way to level 8 with it. The other thing is that in this game, if you get stuck in the wall as Jason, you're just stuck and you have to reset, but in the European version, actually, I guess this might not technically be a bug. They may have added this because people were getting stuck or something, but in the European version, you actually zip straight up, and since the levels wrap around, both vertically and horizontally, you can actually, there's a couple spots where you can get Jason lodged in the wall and zip up and skip basically, oops, too far, skip basically the entire level. Like, if you haven't seen the European tasks of this game, you should, because it basically does nothing normally.
So it's kind of like Mega Man 2.
Yeah, basically the first and last rooms in the game are the only ones that are played normally. Everything else has a zip or a weird jump in it.
Because the maps are laid out differently on the cartridge from how you go through them, because they're arranged into a grid in order to fit into the cartridge more efficiently, and you just basically
don't knock me down this time.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
You just kind of quietly get warped around as you go through doors.
Yeah, it's like 8 screens by 8 screens, and it loops in both directions.
Yeah, and if you're doing zips, you'll be zipping based on the map layout as opposed to the intended.
Right. I mean, the rooms are just artificial, like, borders where the game knows, okay, I need to stop scrolling here.
Hey, Kurt, could we get a time check?
Time check, 36:48.
That's actually pretty decent. I think I'm usually at about 33 minutes when I get to level 7.
All right, a couple more donations. We have $100 from David Henriksen, who says, "Thank you for another great marathon, and I must add, great commentating. Makes the games I haven't played myself much more enjoyable." And we also have $100 from Simon Vickland. "Blaster Master, one of my favorite games of all time, a true neglected gem from the NES era. And I'd love to make a remake or a sequel to it."
Is that Simon Vickland from Grin?
Yeah,
the guy who did Bionic Commando Rearmed? Are you serious?
He's, yes.
Awesome.
Oh.
I'll get to it. Let me finish reading the comment. It says, "I'd love to make a remake or a sequel to it. The WiiWare sequel was horrible in all aspects. Good luck to you guys with the gaming and the money raising. All the best from Simon Vickland, Sweden, director and composer of Bionic Commando Rearmed."
Oh,
Shameless self-promotion, please check out www.simonvickland.com. That's VIKLUND.com. Shameless self-promotion. Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I just gotta say something. I love the Bionic Commando Rearmed soundtrack, and I hope you do a remix for this game, even if you don't do a remake. I'd love to hear a remix. Please do it. I'll pay money.
Yes, because I call this level the Disco Inferno because of the rockin' music in the background.
Oh, you're not doing it right. Maybe I'll do it.
Shut up! Take my money.
Hey, don't put that back in your wallet.
Yeah. Say that you
Cash
get some money.
box. Cash box.
You could donate for him to do a remix.
We got for $20 from Andreas Luckner. Blaster Master is probably one of my favorite speedruns to watch. Also, thanks for the chest curler in the summer. Good luck on fighting cancer.
It was probably the Legend of Zelda chest, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking the wrong kind of chest.
$10 from Mark Murphy. Yeah, we just had a torso we were giving away last time. What do you think? $10 from Mark Murphy. Fantastic gun-only bosses thus far. Hope the rest of the run in Marathon goes as well.
There's a couple somewhat tricky jumps in here, although none of them
Nice.
save a ton. Yeah, like that one. Yeah.
Saves me like a second, but I love getting it.
Still a little.
How much time does the leap of faith save you?
Like
1
3
second
seconds.
maybe. over getting a perfect jump over it saves about a second, but the thing is getting that jump correct is actually pretty difficult. Okay.
All right,
I'm sorry, serious time for this part right here. Okay, hard part's over. Okay, you can talk again.
How much time does like screwing up the leak?
At least 30 seconds, possibly closer to a minute. So, I mean, it'd obviously be a reset if I did it in the real run, which I have on occasion. I haven't lost any like really good runs to that, but I'm sure it'll happen at some point.
We have $25 from Sean McCoy. No comments.
Yeah, this boss is serious time.
But yeah, the timing window on this is pretty small, so I need serious time.
Remember that double KO glitch too.
Double KO.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
All right. Let's get relax again.
All right, so we're getting kind of close to the end of this game. So let me remind you that any donations of $10 or more enter you in a chance to win the 3D Sophia
And
Tank
if you're not familiar with the pause trick here, the way to tell when to unpause is that the tone that it makes from the grenade damaging the boss will change slightly when.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Spinning.
Yeah, that's sort of a glitch because of the way the tile collision is handled. Since it does, it's like an array of 256 bytes, and I think it can hold. I can't remember how many it tries to hold. Anyway, the thing is if the screen is scrolled, is aligned with a tile border, then an enemy on the edge of the screen will actually read the other side of the screen, which is why sometimes things will seem to bounce off of nothing. Does happen occasionally. Okay, so this, even on my current run that I submitted a couple months ago, I run across the ceiling there, but it's actually a lot faster to just do it that way, and I feel really stupid for not having figured that out before. It's even faster if you can jump off the corner there, but that's really hard once you get the second wall climbing thing.
But now having to battle the sticking to walls.
Yeah, it
and
hasn't
ceilings
happened
really
yet, but I'm
begins
sure it
the
will
real
at some point here.
Yeah, this is kind of where my skill at the game really starts to go downhill, just because I didn't get this far often enough as a kid to really be good at the jumps in the last level.
Okay, good. So now I've got enough hover for level 8 now, so that's good.
He's been for a super before.
Didn't update. Oh, I see.
I thought he wasn't.
Pretty much last big chance for the game to really troll him is coming up in 2 rooms too.
Oh yeah, that's crossing my fingers here.
If he gets hit while he's sticking, he'll fall.
Oh, you gotta
be.
Oh, come on, really? Can I reach it? Okay, good. Alright. I needed that because I had to waste some hover getting back up to that ledge. Alright, don't do it again.
The game, give it, and the game take it.
There we go.
Round 2, bitch.
What?
I saw him, well, not really lose a really good run, but have some problems once because of that.
Yeah, I lost what would have been a 41-36 because I got knocked off that ledge. But then later that night I got a 41-19, so it all worked out. Unfortunately, the audio on that 41-19 is really terrible, but it is there because I had the wrong audio cable plugged in, so I had to recover it from the Twitch copy. So it sounds like it's coming in through a can on a string, but it is all there. So.
And since it's NES, it isn't as big of a deal as it would be for like a PlayStation game or something.
Okay, good. Didn't fall there this time. There's a couple of shortcuts running through the spikes there.
Is it those flying ships there that are like the second likeliest enemy in the game?
Not they don't. They don't.
Oh no, it's the ones that drop hover. Okay.
Well, they drop hover too, actually.
This room here is basically the final boss.
Yeah, I'm
too.
making this look really easy. Oh wow. Okay.
Not bad. Say that.
Oh, you got. No! Son of a bitch! Why did I say anything? God damn it.
The combination of the caterpillars, the spikes, and the wall sticking mechanics, this is basically the hardest room in the game.
Yeah. I've only got 1 life left, so if I die again, I'm gonna game over, but I think I'll be okay. Okay, good. Alright, that was the last hard room in the game.
Because for some reason they decided to make the final boss tunnel 1 room long.
Yeah, and there's this little intestinal area. Looks like you're going through a digestive tract, but this room's pretty easy.
Yeah, especially
since
you're
not at low health.
Especially since you can clip through the bombs with the wall sticking too.
Yeah, there's still a little bit of risk here, but if you're at low health, just because a random bomb might hit you, but I mean, once you reach this point, you're pretty much home free, and I've got so much health, there's no way. I'd have to, like, fall asleep to die here. So.
How tired are you?
I actually slept pretty well. I didn't sleep quite as much as I wanted. I think I got, like, 7 hours of sleep, but that's better than most of the people here.
Yeah, that's about double what I got. Because I could not resist the lure of Subterranea.
Yeah. I was actually, I was going to try to wake up about when Bubble Bobble finished, but then Rom Scout called me because Arrow wasn't awake yet, so...
I was awake. I set my alarm, but then they called me, like, right as I was about to take a shower.
Oh, okay. Alright, well...
Because the schedule got early, went ahead again.
Right, okay, so... Yeah. So you were down here on time?
I was down here on time,
okay.
Alright.
Okay, so...
Final boss, Form 1.
This part is probably not that risky, but I can go refill my health if I take too many hits. Well, let's see here. There's actually like a couple of... If I'm holding down on the control pad as the screen fades out, I can actually go back out the door and go back to my tank and get a health refill if I take too many hits during this boss.
I'm guessing that carries through deaths. Skipping this guy.
I'm sorry, what?
If you die to the final boss...
Oh yeah, if I die to the final boss, I do not have to fight this guy.
And if you game over...
yeah, I don't have to fight him again if I game over. Since I've only got 1 life left, I might, if I die, I'm gonna game over. Which is why I'm getting the health. Okay, alright. So this is sort of serious time, but it's not too different than... It's mostly just gonna be longer.
Basically just right in against the wall.
I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
I'm not gonna... I could, if I wanted to be safe, but... Who wants to be safe? He's actually being kind of nice so far.
So what you don't want him to do is whip diagonally.
Yeah.
It's really hard to avoid it that way.
Yeah, he's being...
Oh.
Alright.
Okay. I'm almost dead. Or he's almost dead. Gotta get ready on the timer.
Yeah.
Okay, ready.
Alright!
Haven't played the game since August.
4805.
Okay, that's pretty good.
And you got your revenge on Fall from Grace.
I did get my revenge.
Truly successful run.